I'm Sonia Siba and I'm an entrepreneur based in Toronto. The reason why I'm sponsoring this program is because I think it's important to support and build up other women. When we were picking out the name for Brown and Bold, I really like the friction between brown and bold because, like an oxymoron, you typically wouldn't associate the two. Anything that you do differently in the brown community makes you stand out, and that might not have been traditionally encouraged, but that's what we want to highlight and give a platform for. Brown and Bold is about breaking the mold through highlighting the dimensions of phenomenal women who do just that.
My name is Vanessa Vidia Nursing, and I am a lawyer at Navalaw Professional Corporation. The world has celebrated and promoted the successes of men, and they've conveyed women to be domestic goddesses. We think that women should be celebrated in a different light, and for that reason, we are sponsoring this 12-part Brown and Bold series so that we can showcase, highlight, and empower that women, particularly our 12 featured ladies, are catalysts, and they are forces to be reckoned with. They continue to empower and inspire women to basically exceed any and all expectations.
My name's Yvonne Sanaya. I'm a relations advisor, and my goal is to really help people be more of themselves, break down their limiting beliefs, but really figure out happiness for themselves and their journey. It really evolved from the spaces I created 4 years ago, which was really about inspirational social spaces, inspire, connect, have fun, and people really wanted more one-on-one time with me on figuring out their happiness, their journey. So in that, I was really passionate about healthy relationships. I was not only talking to them about that in not just in finding a partner sort of situations, but even mother-daughter, in coworker situations. Struggling in your core relationship was something I found myself constantly talking to people about, and so it evolved.
Yvonne has inspired a lot of people to overcome their fears and obstacles that they put in front of them, and with very slight, subtle changes, makes people happier.
She's just trying to authentically connect different people, and it comes across that's who she is as a person, and that's what I see her doing at the events.
She's the new version of the Alpha Woman, I would say. She's kind, she's generous, but she's tough. She knows her business really well. She's no nonsense, but she's soft at the same time. Very committed, very true to the pack. She's very dedicated, I think, especially to women.
I've written blogs on work-life balance for moms, the guilty complex that we have, how to be present in that. But I've also written about, how to love when you want to hate. Something so simple, right? Like, I really want to hate that person right now, but I know I should live in a world of love. How do I do that? So just simple things like that I've written about, how I've navigated it, put sort of frameworks together, because I read books, I talk to sort of experts and try to understand how to love when you want to hate. What's aloneness versus loneliness? I didn't know that. I didn't know the difference, that you can be alone and lonely whether you're in a relationship or not, right? How do you understand some of these deep questions that only when you're meditating or contemplating life or something forces you to think about, and then you're lost going, does anyone else think this way? Who do I talk to? I wanted to be that person for people if they are lost and they're just I want a confidant and I want someone to help me through this.
Yvonne has a very empathetic approach, and she also wants to get to know a person first and then create a solution. I think where she's also excels at is not making people wrong.
I don't put things out there unless I practice them. I don't say I've made it, I haven't perfected it. The best people to identify that I haven't conquered it are my own kids, right? When they realized 2 years into what I was doing, Mommy, what's love inspired? What's this thing you do? Why, they know I work a healthcare, I'm very passionate about healthcare, but they didn't understand this other business. They see the business cards. So I explained, I said, Mommy is just trying to help people be happy and do better and be kind to themselves and others. And, I want them to live a really good life. And they're like, Mommy, you should attend some of your own events. And I'm like, great, you know? And I'm like, so it is my own journey too, because I'm like, I'm figuring it out for myself, and then I want to feed it back to people and say, okay, I figured it out, but I'm also practicing it. I'm figuring it out as I go. Not perfect, but you don't have to be perfect either, you know, and I've got some years of experience, personal and professionally. So there's some wisdom I can help people with, but I also look up to people. I think when we talk about single moms, there's a spectrum. I have a very supportive family. So when I say supportive is, I do have a very connected father to my children. So he's chosen to be that. That's a choice on his part, and I'm grateful for that. And so because he's a very engaged father, I don't know if I'm like a traditional single mom. And so I think we define single mom as the woman who's doing it all by herself. I'm doing my life all by myself, but the raising of the children is still two people. I also have very engaged grandparents. I've got the grandmother on my ex's side, and I've also got my both parents still living. So there are three grandparents that want their grandchildren to do well. And because that intention is there, they tap into me that way. So, and I try to connect on that level with them.
You know, we all have a common higher purpose in this life, and that is to make a positive impact on the lives of others. And Yvonne has found her way to do that. You know, she's very passionate.
I think when people treat you in a condescending way, it's a big trigger for me. I had to understand why that triggered me a lot, because when I watch someone demean another person, it triggers me the same way. And when they're doing it to me, I get upset, but I know I can stand up for myself. And it took me a long time to figure out that my brother, who's younger, he was like the chubby kid. He was 2 years younger. So when he was 4 and I was 6, I used to defend him to the bully's parents. And I think I've always done that, right? And so it's a trigger. And I had to be aware of that trigger and know that that's why I am who I am, because the condescending and demeaning of another person's spirit tears me apart, because my brother's doing so well, right? And if someone didn't like protect his spirit, he would have been lost. I don't want that for other people. I think, you know, that's like the fire. It's like when I see people getting lost in like society and shoulds, it's like you're breaking down your spirit. It's like, I don't want that for them. So, but you can't help someone who's not ready to help themselves. So I think in my work, why I like the work I do is it's always at a point when someone's reaching out to you and I know they're ready. And I can actually say like, oh, I'm here, I can help you, right? So a coach told me, you allow people to treat you the way you do. So I've learned not to allow people to treat me a certain way and how to communicate that. I want to help people figure out their healthy boundary and also not allow people to break their spirit. So, but it takes a long time. People figure that out when they're 60, unfortunately. I think our generation needs people that guide us through it, and also us mentor and guide others that they can do it. So, but we have to try and practice it ourselves and reach people where they're at. So when they're ready for the advice or the help or the helping hand, you're now there, right? So if I don't put myself out there, no one else will know that they actually have someone to help them.
She really is a bright light in this world. Yeah, she really, I think, makes people's day. Her energy, her spirit. Yvonne, she knows what matters most in life. And she does that not only through her events, but also the way that she interacts with people. My life is better knowing Yvonne, that's for sure.
What makes me brown and bold is having courage during times of ambiguity, being tough when I need to be, and being loving through it all. Letting my divine feminine show during times of trouble, and not edging others out, encouraging others while pursuing my dreams. I also feel like being brown and bold is about being a compassionate leader, you know, pioneering things while you have compassion for others and lead your community.
Much of